Good day, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Gas Mask Guys. And today we're going to go over masks that are mostly found in riots. So, common masks, masks that are commonly found in riots. And pretty much here, I've got my Soviet mask from the GP5 kit. And over here, I've got my Scott mask. I think this is the Scott Pro 2000, but I'm not too sure. So, I apologize if I got that incorrect. So, pretty much, when a riot happens or when a peaceful protest goes wrong, police start throwing tear gas at you or pepper spray, which is not good. You don't want to get that in your lungs or in your eyes. So what do people do? They bring their gas masks or respirators. And pretty much, I've looked over the news. These were the two type of masks I commonly found. Some sort of Soviet gas mask, mostly GP5. There is a meme of this gas mask guy in that's sponsored by Gas Mask Guys. No, I'm kidding. There's a video of this guy in a gas mask with I think it was either a piece of wood or a baseball bat, chasing someone down the road. I think it's during the Greece riots, and he's become a meme, and you just see him in everything now. So I saw that, and I was like, I definitely gotta bring my GP5 for this video. Now, another thing I did see, too, is during the riots in Egypt, a lot of the civilians were using panoramic masks. Now, even though most of them were Draeger panoramics, I don't have any Draeger panoramics, so I just grabbed the closest thing I had, and the Scott will have to do the trick. Because it's a panoramic. There's not much difference between the two, not counting the internals, of course. Internals are totally different. So, yeah. So, why do people bring these to riots? Why are these commonly found? Well, the simple thing is, when you're preparing to protect yourself from a riot, the two things you're looking for is availability, cost, and usability. And these two masks fit the bill so well. So let's go over the GP5, which I've talked about many times. A lot of people hate it, but at the same time, I enjoy it. I enjoy it because of its practicality, its usability, and its just simpleness. Even though it is an outdated mask, for its time, it is a very good mask for general public. Even the East German military used this as their standard gas mask from the 60s to the 80s, when it was finally replaced with the PBF. So yeah, so let's keep looking into it. So pretty much what a civilian wants during a riot is something to protect himself. And the first thing they're going to look into is cost. And obviously cost is the GP5, because you can go on eBay and find this for less than 15 bucks. Done. You get this shipped to your front door and voila, you have protection against tear gas. Of course, you got to buy an optional filter. I would not suggest GP5 filter as it has asbestos in it. But getting a more modern filter, you'll be all set. You're ready to go. You have that protection that you need for the riot. So, voila. That's how the GP5 and most Russian gas masks get there. Now, on the other hand, why do we see panoramics? They're usually $100 or $80 to buy. Why do we not just see people use GP5s? Well, another thing that comes into is its usability. Now, even though you just want a cost-effective mask that'll protect you, sometimes people want comfort too. And a panoramic, even though they're still pretty uncomfortable, most of them, like the older ones, like those old Draegers, they are a lot better. They have drinking straws, and also, just like the GP5, you can find them in your workplace, or you can find them in an ambulance or something. I don't know. I don't know where rioters get their stuff from, and also you can find these at surplus stores pretty cheap. And voila, you have protection. And what's even better is panoramic masks usually come with good filters. Usually. Some come by themselves. Make sure you buy a filter before you go to a riot. Trust me, it's worth it. I've never been to a riot before, but you don't want to be that guy who's crying inside his gas mask. Come on. So, yeah. So, as you can see, this one has a drinking straw. It has a nice nasal cup. It's got a better intake-exhale system. Sorry. And also, it has better anti-fog. As you can see, that inner mask stops it from fogging up. Even though the GP5 kit mask has the Tisset system in there, it's not nearly as good. So that's pretty much why, and I think why. This is pretty much my own opinion. why we see these masks. One, the GP5 and most Soviet masks are pretty cheap. You can get them under $30 easy. And the reason why we see panoramics is because they're pretty much everywhere. Like, for example, a lot of government workers use this mask. In many countries such as Egypt, let's say you find tons of these still packaged and you just steal them. That's still a gas mask that will still protect you. So, no, I'm not saying steal them, but I'm just saying that's probably where they found them if they can't afford it. If not, they bought it from a surplus store, which surplus stores are all over the world. So, yeah, man, come on. Get with the days, man. Buy a gas mask from a surplus store. No, but yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say on that. I thought, you know what, I need to do a video on this because I don't think anyone has done a video on riots before. I'm pretty sure maybe one or two have, and if you have, good on you. That's props to you, mate. Good on you. But I don't know. I thought I'd cover this topic just because, you know what, I might as well cover it, add it to my weekly uploads for you guys to enjoy. And yeah, I think it's pretty cool that these two categories of masks are most commonly used. Now, there is a third type, which unfortunately I don't have the mask for, but I have the bottle for. So, as you can see, I've got... I'm sorry. This is me being cruel, but in a lot of riots, there are actually homemade gas masks made from 2 liter... What is this? 2 liter? 1.5 liter bottles. And pretty much they cut it up, and then they get 2 of these and make a filter out of it, which is pretty cool to protect from tear gas. Which works, believe it or not. And the cost of it, even though it takes a few hours to make, if you're not so good at it, it only costs like $2. Even though like the GP5 is pretty cheap, if you want to make it yourself, you can make it out of this, which is pretty risky, but people do it. I'm not lying, people do make water bottle gas masks. It is a common thing in this era. If you look on the news, you'll see tons of people overseas with those, which is pretty cool. So yeah, so I guess you could say the rich, the cheap, and the cheapest. I don't know. I'm just making crap up as I go. So, yeah. Well, that's pretty much the Riot video right there. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm going to keep making videos for you guys. And, yeah. I'll see you guys later.